About 14 years ago, when I first went super deep into personal development, I heard a guy named Julian Blanc talk about what he considered a complete game changer, a mindset that he had observed in some of the quote unquote best people he met that made them particularly successful at dating and, in a broader sense, particularly good communicators. And that is the ability to be comfortable with other people's discomfort. Essentially, what it means is you have to become comfortable with somebody else having a negative experience or appearing to have a negative experience. And when I heard him say this, I realized that that was in fact something that I had been struggling with probably my whole life, where when somebody else is appearing to have a bad time, I inherently want to do anything I can to make them feel good. So that might be a situation where you talk to your girlfriend and you feel like your girlfriend is sad and you just want to make her feel better. Or you're talking to a potential client and you need to get them to buy from you, but they feel kind of pressured by you and you don't like being at the cause of that emotion. Or in a dating context, again, when you approach a girl, you see a girl on the street, but she's with her friends or her family, so you have these thoughts. Well, if I approach her now, she might not be super at ease with that. It might be a weird situation for her. So again, that is a little bit of a negative experience for her. And when that bothers you, the problem is that you're not going to do it. You're going to try to get out of that situation, get away from it, and reestablish that feeling of comfort, because our subconscious mind is programmed in a way to keep us safe, to keep us comfortable. So whatever causes us discomfort, we're going to do anything we can to get out of the situation. We're going to try to appease the other person, try to make them feel happy, or just get out of the situation. The goal should not be to be immune to other people's negative emotions, to other people not feeling great. It's not about becoming immune to it. It's just about becoming comfortable with it, being okay with it happening. So you learning to be okay that somebody else doesn't feel great, that somebody else is struggling with something in the moment, that somebody else is maybe not feeling 100% comfortable. Instead of letting that affect you and you reacting and trying to appease that situation, instead you just sit with that emotion. You're like, okay, that person is struggling right now. That's how it is. Let's find a way to make things work. Now, the irony here is that the more empathy you have, the more you're probably going to struggle with this. Because when you have a lot of empathy, what it means is that when somebody else feels a potentially negative emotion, you're going to feel that as well. Now, it's totally okay to feel that. And I would even say that it's a great skill to have that level of empathy where you can constantly feel and even like empathize with that negative emotion. But the problem starts happening, and that's what we can think of as the empathy trap. When you let that feeling that you feel from the other person, when you let that guide what you do, when you let that feeling affect you, it's okay to feel that the other person is struggling, to feel that the other person is maybe a little bit uncomfortable. And it's actually great because it helps you feel where another person is at. But what you don't want to do is let that guide your next step. Instead, I want you to take a step back. Whenever you feel that, be okay with it and work on that. That's not something that's going to happen like this, where all of a sudden you're like, okay, from now on, I will not let other people's negative emotions, I will not let other people's discomfort affect me. That's not how it works. It's small steps. You're still going to feel it, and it's just about making yourself be more okay with it. Whenever you feel that need to change the situation, whenever you feel that need to make the other person feel more at ease or to withdraw from the situation, instead of withdrawing, just notice that that is going on and maybe stay another 30 seconds. You can still always leave, right? You can always go away later. You can always try to make the other person feel better 30 seconds later. And of course, there are cases where you should focus on making the other person feel better, right? If you did something to make them feel sad or angry, by all means. But sometimes there's just situations where you might not be able to do that. If you're going through a breakup and your girlfriend is sad, you cannot take her and hug her and be like, oh no, it's all good, we're gonna stay together, if that's not what you want, right? Sometimes you have to be okay with other people's negative emotions. Before wrapping up this video, let me share one more concept here with you that might help you to get a little bit more comfortable with other people's discomfort. I want you to stop thinking of it as the other person is uncomfortable and that is your fault. Instead, I want you to completely reframe it and think of it as that other person is applying pressure on you. That discomfort is applying pressure on you. And it's your job to get better at withstanding that pressure. So this pressure of discomfort is coming towards you. The pressure whatever is applying that pressure. And your job as a man really is to become more comfortable with the pressure that society is applying to you. The better you get at dealing with social pressure, with the social pressure that is applied to you, the more successful you're going to be in dating, and most likely in almost every other aspect of life, whether it's business, relationships, sales. You're going to get better if you get better at dealing with the social pressure. That said, I'm gonna leave it at that for today. Any questions, hit me up in the comment sections. If you wanna work with me, there's a link to my Calendly, book a call, let's have a chat, let's see how I can help you get to your next level.